Hey guys, KRX50 here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Appli Duo Gatchmon version from Digimon Universe Appli Monsters. This is the upgraded version of the Appli Drive that is received by the Appli drivers partway through the series. And this is a second version of the toy released to match the version used by Gatchmon's Appli driver Haru. This includes the Appli Drive Duo and one Appmon chip. So, let's get started. To start, we'll look at the included Appmon chip, which is a special version of Globemon, the global Appmon, who is an ultimate grade app fusion between Gatchmon and Timemon. So you can see the artwork here, which does have the special layered effect on it. You can see that he is a social Appmon. Here we have the back with his name, his specialty, the QR code, and you can see he's a 6-star rarity chip. Next, we'll look at the Appli Drive Duo itself. So, picking it up and taking a look at it, you can see that it has a pretty similar shape to the original Appli Drive, but a lot of visual differences. For comparison, here's a side-by-side look at it next to the original Appli Drive. You can see that it's got a bit more of a jagged and rough appearance, and is also quite a bit bigger. Notice that both of them still have an LCD screen, but besides that, pretty much everything else is very much different. You can see that for the parent covers, where the original Appli Drive had a single parent cover with a glass screen, the Duo has a pair of parent covers that have an empty space in between them. You'll also see that for the buttons, the A and B button are on the right side of the original Appli Drive, while on the left side of the Duo. And then you'll also notice that at the bottom, the Appli Drive had an A for Appmon, whereas the Appli Drive Duo has a new thumb sensor, which is part of the big gimmick for it. You'll also see them on the back, where they change the position of the speaker from down here to up here, as well as there is now a release button for the Appmon chips, and both of them still have a QR code which will take you to the Appmon website. So, for this, before turning on, we can look at a little mechanical gimmick that it has, which is this little lever right here. So, this is how you insert your Appmon chips. First thing you do is take your finger, and use it to pull down the lever, which will open up the parent covers. Then you press this button down here to close it. Taking a closer look at the parent covers, you can see that they look like a pair of jaws clamped together. You can see that they still do have some of the same stylized elements as the older ones. You can see Gatchmon up here, pairing down here, and then Gatchmon's search symbol on the side. So, without further ado, we'll get to the electronics. So, start off by switching it on down here. So, it'll say the name, Appli Drive Duo, followed by your ranking level, and then a little animation. So, to start, we will do a summoning. So, open it. And this actually leads into a new feature, which is encountering an enemy Appmon. So, we'll get to the summoning. First off, you're going to take your Appmon chip and place it in the slot. Then close it up. You'll hear it say touch. So you're going to take your thumb and hold it on the sensor.
Kiwami! APPLIARISE! Globemon! Battle no Kekka wa!
So next it's going to determine who the winner of the battle is.
Battle!
have a stronger power than the opposing Appmon, you win. Now it'll ask to touch again, so we'll do that again. And that activates Overdrive. So then on the bottom screen it will display the Appmon's name and its power. Now one thing to note about this is that this actually multiplies the AP of an Appmon by 1.5 times the normal amount. Then we have its name announcement and description by pressing the B button. Then to remove an Appmon chip, press the button on the back, and that pops out the Appmon chip. You can then use the ranking button on the side with the B button.
Correct! Nani? Kiwami! Kami! Kimi no rank wa?
So this time the ranking mode is based on collecting the different Appmon chips. Basically, it'll give you certain thresholds to pass to raising levels. Whenever you hit a certain threshold for one of the 4 grades, then it will increase your level. And increasing level will extend how far the animation at the end goes. Now, alternately, if you encounter an enemy Appmon, and you press either the A or B buttons, you forfeit the battle and it'll say lost. That'll also happen if you let it wait out too long and don't respond by inserting an Appmon chip. Of course, we can also use this with other Appmon chips, so first I'll show off the summoning song for a standard grade Appmon chip. We can also do an app link. So, since I have Gatchmon in here, I'll also use Nevimon. We can do Overdrive for this as well. Though if you release your thumb before it hits max, then it'll just go back to standby. Press the B button. It'll say Appli correct. Then we can also do a non-Gatchmon app link.
きました。おがっちがっちおがっちがっちおがっちがっちおがっちがっち。おがっちもプラスガッチも。
And if we hit the B button this time, it'll say App Link Complete. And we can also use a super great Gatchmon chip. And last but not least, the included Gatchmon chip is also of course compatible with the original Appli drive. So, we'll test that out.
Kiwami! APPLIARISE! Globemon! お待たせしました。グローブモンとは、グローバルの能力を持つアプモンだ。
And there we go! So overall, the Appli Drive Duo is an improvement on the original Appli Drive in just about every way. It's bigger and a lot cooler and more stylized, in my opinion, than the original. What with the more jagged and, like I said, jaw-like appearance of the parent covers, as well as the cool gimmick of being able to use the lever to open them up in a unique way and then pressing the button to clamp it back down, plus the cool new touch sensor. It also is nice for having LEDs not just in the screen, but also above it, giving you much more in terms of what you're visually looking at when you activate the different features. It also does have features that make it more enjoyable to use, or at least don't make it such a long process to use the different Gatchmon chips, because you can both skip the summoning with the B button, and you don't automatically hear the name explanation unless you press the B button after the summoning is completed. You also have a simpler option of activating the Overdrive by just pressing and holding the thumb sensor instead of having to rapidly press the buttons while you're summoning an Gatchmon. The one downside I'd say is basically the thumb sensor, in that with the original Appli Drive, when you put in the chip and close up the cover, it would automatically start up the summoning sequence. And while the thumb sensor gimmick is cool, you have to press and hold it and then wait for it to be done every time you want to activate one of the different features. So it's not quite as immediate. It is also interesting that this has completely different summoning songs from the original Appli Drive. And I can't quite decide which ones I like better. I mean, I think there's some in the original that I like a bit better, and some in the Duo I like a bit better. Now, I mentioned at the beginning that this is the Gatchmon version of the Appli Drive Duo, and so the original one was designed for the 5th Appli driver, Eugene, whose partner is Offmon, and includes different parent covers in purple and silver, and as you can see, these are removable, so there are parent cover sets that you can buy. And these snap back on just as easily. Just have to make sure to get it lined up. And that includes a special chip of Gatchmon, which is Offmon's ultimate grade form. Now I guess the only other thing that I would say about this, something I'm not too fond of, is the way that the parent covers are kind of diagonally slanted. I would have liked a bit more if when closed they were a bit more straightened out, and then when slanted when you open it up. But that's simply the way I designed it, and it still is an interesting gimmick. Now one thing to know about the chips included here is that there's also a pairing cover set for Gatchmon. So technically the chip here is also included with that set, so if you're a completionist, I'd say try getting the original APPLIARISE Duo, and if you want the chip that comes here, then get the pairing cover set, which comes both with that, as well as a special Gatchmon chip. But if you're not too much of a completionist, and you just want a version that matches up with Gatchmon, then I can definitely recommend this one to start. But overall, this is a very fun toy, and pretty much fixes all the problems that I had with the original Appli drive. Next time, I'll be reviewing the deluxe build driver. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.